He's right. He said yesterday that this is the end game. This is it. The fundamental transformation of America is here, America. Obama knows it. Pelosi knows it. Kucinich now knows it. I think you know it. Unless you make the non-radical progressives fear for their re-election, if you don't take those non-radical, if you don't take those blue dog Democrats and remind them how you will work for the rest of your life so they will be remembered in history books as the ones who destroyed the greatest free market healthcare system the world has ever seen, they will vote this through by hook or by crook. It will happen in days. In the clips I played of Obama earlier, you heard him admit that transitioning to a single-payer system is going to be costly. He's right. It's going to turn this country upside down. And please, don't even bother trying to correct that there is no single-payer system in this policy. Mark my words, by 2014, there will be one single-payer system in this country. We already know this man has energy policies that he says will necessarily make energy prices skyrocket. Let me ask you, why would any sane individual ever do this in the middle of an economic crisis? Well, at the core of Marxist belief is the redistribution of wealth. That's all this is. Take the wealth from one group and give it to another. What is it as Marxist FCC czar says? That somebody has to decide who's going to step down to give somebody else a chance? This isn't about health or care. Look at everybody who's around the president. Let me just go through some of these people. Let's just start with Andy Stern. This is his health care. I mean, he's sending me fishes in the mail. Andy Stern, SEIU. Okay? He doesn't believe in the free market system. He wants to redistribute the wealth. He wants workers of the world unite. Okay? Ron Bloom, he's a Maoist. Anita Dunn, Maoist. Van Jones, communist. Mark Lloyd. Oh, yeah, who's going to step down to give somebody else a chance? How about Jim Wallace? He's the latest. I don't know if Jim. Oh, Jim. I've got a whole show. In fact, I could do a whole week, and we will, on you with your spread the wealth social justice nonsense. It's Marxist. And you can hide behind all the sweet words now, but after 30 years, America will know. I mean, they figured Jeremiah Wright out, which, by the way, I think you are really kind of like Jeremiah Wright on sedatives. Jeremiah Wright, Marxist. Anyway, then we have Carol Browner. She was socialist, is a socialist. I only say was because as soon as she was announced, they took her name and erased it off of a socialist website. Then you have Robert Creamer. Bars have been enhanced just to remind you who he was. This isn't an actual photo. Socialist. Got it? Here's the sad thing that I don't think anybody will really ever say about Barack Obama, because it sounds mean, and I don't mean it to be mean. This is truly a sad, tragic story. But the only way to understand, first of all the people around him, and then his thinking, I don't think he's an evil man. I don't think he's trying to do evil things intentionally. He really does believe Marxism is the way, is the answer. It is the future. He believes that. From the moment he was born, he had contact with nothing but socialist, Marxist, communist radicals. His father abandoned him. Why? So he could go off to a Marxist school in New York. Then his father left the country to go try it out. How tragic. What kind of scar does that leave on a boy? Then his mother. I mean, this is, you tell me, what scar is left when the mom leaves a son who's been abandoned by his father for Marxism, leaves the son with his grandparents so she can pursue critical theory, which is Marxist. Both parents leave a boy for Marxism? And then he goes to his parents, or his grandparents. His grandparents attended the Little Red Church, which was known for its communist teachings. Grandpa introduced him from Frank Marshall Davis. Frank Marshall Davis is now his teenage mentor. Frank Marshall Davis has an FBI file this big. Then Obama himself says he intentionally sought out radicals and Marxist professors. Then he's, just because their kids go to the same school, Bill Ayers. He becomes friends with Bill Ayers. Then his pastor is a Marxist. Jeremiah Wright, he sits in the pew for 20 years, and it doesn't dawn on him that the guy is a radical, America-hating Marxist. Come on, America. Come on. Stop having the argument. Do they have Marxist tendencies? Are they leaning this way? Start asking this question. If our country embraces Marxist ideas, does it matter? The time to answer that is now, and the answer is yes. It will destroy us. Dennis Kucinich apparently thinks it matters. Here's what he said today.
The healthcare debate has been severely hampered by fear, by myths, and by hyper-partisanship. The president clearly does not advocate socialism or a government takeover of healthcare.
What do they call the medicine in Canada? Socialized medicine. That's what they call it. So please, Dennis, I mean, let me just play the audio clip because it's new. I don't know where it was for the last year and a half, but it's new. So let me play it again.
I believe that not just politically, but also economically, it's better for us to start getting a system in place, a universal health care system, signed into law by the end of my first term as president, and build off that system to further, to make it more rational. And by the way, Canada did not start off immediately with a single-payer system. They had a similar transition step. Transitioning a system is a very difficult and costly and lengthy enterprise. It's not like you can turn on a switch and you go from one system to another.
This is why I said, please, America, don't let anything pass because you don't understand what's in the bill. This is the transition. Look socialism up. It's a transition step. Congress now is creating rights. If they can do that, then I guess the New York Times was right for running this picture for a while of the president. Look at this. I mean, put it on full screen so you can see it because it's much more effective when you can really see it. Whoa, look at the cross there behind him. It's like he's come from God. Well, maybe he is God because only God could convince you that this man despises Marxist theory and loves the free market system. But apparently your friends and neighbors, I mean, the Messiah is speaking to them. But let me play our brand new Messiah's own words back.
The Supreme Court never ventured into the issues of redistribution of wealth. One of the, I think, the tragedies of the civil rights movement was because the civil rights movement became so court-focused. I think that there was a tendency to lose track of the political and community organizing and activities on the ground that are able to put together the actual coalitions of power through which you bring about redistributive change.
You know who the real bad guy is in this? The press. This is not that hard to put all together. It's not that hard. Most of America understands this now. The real bad guy is the press. Where have they been? What are they doing? How are they protecting the republic? This is all about redistribution of wealth. The rest is smoke and mirrors. You're being ignored. Why are they not listening to you? Why are they listening to Andy Stern? Oh, yeah, that's right, because he's a union and he's paid, how much was it, $150 million for this? They want their payoff. Those aren't my words, those are his. They're demanding their payoff. They will control your health care, the unions that have single-handedly destroyed nearly every industry they are involved in, including their own industry. And they are partnering with community groups like Acorn, and the overlord of all of it is the federal government. And the federal government has proven to you they will lie, they will cheat, they will steal their way. Do you really believe, America, that there will not be long lines for doctors, that there won't be shortages for medicine, that there will be less hassle if the government is involved, that there won't be any fraud, no incompetence, no negligence, no special favors? If you do believe those things after what you have seen in your lifetime, may history forget you are my fellow countrymen. A viewer sent this book to me. I am grateful for all of the books, the old books and the old documents people are sending, but let me just read something. It's on page 6. This is An Evil Tree from 1961 or 63. How can we tell it's an evil tree? If the fruit was good, the tree would be good. If the fruit was bad, the tree would be bad. Communism has bad, very bad fruit. Listen to this. It teaches men to hate God and to hate their fellow human beings and to use any means, falsehood, cheating, disloyalty of every kind to get what they want. It takes mothers from their families, children from their parents. Look at his childhood. It makes a man a servant of the state and not the state the servant of man. It is an evil tree. We must uproot the tree and plant the seeds of the freedom and liberty tree again. We'll be right back.